Namaste everyone. I welcome each one of you to Udaya's classroom. In today's class, we are going to be talking about decentralization. Come, let's get started with the class. Decentralization. Decentralization is the extent of delegation of authority, which we were discussing in the previous sessions about the delegation and what are all the elements present in the delegation and what are all the importance we have got because of the delegation. All these things we have discussed in the previous sessions. So this decentralization is the extent of the delegation. How it will become the extent of the delegation, let's see now. Okay, and this is the definition of Henry Fayol, and he has defined this decentralization as everything which goes to increase the importance of a subordinate's role is decentralization. Everything which goes to reduce it is centralization, which means in an organization, when the subordinates are getting more importance in the organization, we can understand they have got decentralized system in their organization. So in an organization, if the subordinates has got less authority or importance, so centralization system has been followed in an organization. So that is how, in simple terms, Henry Fayol has defined about the decentralization. Okay. Further, if we look at the centralization and decentralization, we can easily understand from this figure. In the centralization, the reservation of authority will be present in the central point. So the central point will get reserved with the authority. So the authority point will be in the center, and from the center point, all the subordinates will get order. So the authority will passes always through the central point only. This is called centralization. So the centralized system will be passing the authority or order from the central point. Alright. What do you mean by decentralization? So the decentralization, authority will be present in all the levels. So the authority will be passing among the subordinates like this. So authority will be present in all the levels, which means here you can correlate with this definition. The importance of subordinates will be more in the decentralization. This is decentralized system and this is centralized system, because the authority always will be passing through the center point. So the authority is reserved in the central point. So the reservation will be with the central point only. So from here only authority will goes. Okay. So when compared to centralization, decentralization only followed by many organizations. Because of this modern organization, people understood that employees' talents and their skills should be developed, their innovative ideas, if we wanted to encourage, we need to follow decentralization. But earlier, if we look at, most of the organization will be following centralization only. They central point, that is topmost authority, will be holding the control over the subordinates. So whatever decision or whatever ideas, everything should be passed only through the central point. So that is how the organizations were functioning earlier. But the recent development and changing environment has changed the organization to adopt decentralization. Alright, but we cannot say completely an organization can take up centralized authority or decentralized authority. So both the centralization as well as the decentralization will be adopted by the organization. So they are leaning towards centralization as well as the decentralization. Here I can tell you an example. A group of institutions. So a group of institutions, they are going to purchase school uniforms. Okay. So a group of institutions, they have got many branches. So near about 5 branches. So they are going to purchase uniform. They are going to place order for the whole school. Okay. I mean whole group of schools. So when they place order like that, they will be receiving the uniform uniforms very late, because when the order placed in mass, all the orders should be completed, and after the completion of the task we will be receiving the uniforms, right? So the activities will be taking much time. So short example you can take up like this only, many areas will be delaying, right? So decision making will get delayed and works will get delayed. Lot of disadvantages also we have got in the centralization. Same way, if we look at another perception, if we place a order in bulk, cost factor will get reduced. So we have got advantages as well as the disadvantages like this in many of the areas. So we have to analyze the advantages and disadvantages. If we feel like for this order or for this work, delay in decision or a delay in work if it is taking place, that's okay, no issues means we can go with the centralization. Cost factor we can reduce. So it depends upon the organization and the work, people have to adopt the centralization and decentralization. So any organization, if we look at, either they have to take up centralization or decentralization, combination of both only will be working out. So completely we cannot go with any one thing, that is centralization or decentralization. Okay, having understood about the definition and the centralization decentralization difference, let's see the importance of the decentralization. Well, as I mentioned now, in an organization, when compared to centralization, decentralization adoption has been taken more. So that is the reason why we are going to study about the importance of decentralization now. The first importance that we have is developing initiative among subordinates. How the decentralization will develop the initiative among subordinates? Because the subordinates will be having authority in all the levels. They will be encouraged to work in their area with more enthusiasm. So when they work like that, they will concentrate more in their areas and they will come up with innovative ideas, right? So the initiative will be much prevailing in the decentralization. So rather than concentrating in decentralization, if we go with centralization, the subordinates will be performing the task which was ordered by the centralized person. So the central authority will be passing the order, the same thing will be performed by the subordinate. So we cannot find any initiation among the employees. So that is the reason why decentralization is important in an organization. Let's move on to the next importance, developing managerial talent. In an organization, if we follow decentralization, managerial talents will get developed. How the managerial talents will get developed? Because of the initiation of the subordinates, they will be started putting their best effort in an organization. So ultimately, we will be seeing more innovative ideas and skills in the subordinates. So in all the levels, managers will get multi-talented people. So we can see multi-talented managers in all the levels of management, like production manager will get multi-talented, and human resource marketing, in all the cadres we can see multi-talented managers because of the decentralization. We can take up an example like Hindustan Unilever Limited has adopted decentralization. Due to this decentralization, they have got multi-talented and multi-skilled managers in their organizations. So ultimately, they were able to compete in the world level market. So throughout the world, they were able to manage their branches with multi-skilled managers. So that is the ultimate aim of the decentralization. So next importance that we have in decentralization is quick decision making. So as I explained, in this centralization and decentralization, decision making will be delayed, because for each and every decision we need to approach the central person. So the authority will be reserved with the central person. So for centralization, if we concentrate with decentralization for small decision making, the middle level managers will take up the decision. So they need not to approach the central person. So like production manager will be concentrating in his area. If there is any need for deciding in emergency time, he will be taking up the decision. Same way it goes to all the levels like marketing managers, HR managers. So their area they will be concentrating. Decision making will be very quick in the decentralization. And moving on to the next importance, relief to top management. So when the organization follows decentralization, the top management will be concentrating only with the key areas, and when they concentrate core areas, other level of management will be performing the task. Top management can relieve and they can concentrate only with the key areas. So second level management will be performing the task, and if there is any need they will be consulting with the top management, and the next level, middle level and the bottom level, they will be performing their task with their innovative ideas. So in that case top management can relieve. And moving on to the next importance, better control. So because of the decentralization, better control will be prevailing in the organization. How come better control will be there? Because each and every department managers will be holding control over their departments, and they know what the subordinates are doing and what are all the activities they are performing. So for the end results, they are answerable for the top level management. And systematized structure will be helping the managers to have a better control over the subordinates. So that is the reason why decentralization is important in an organization. And the last importance that we have in decentralization is facilitating growth. So the decentralization will be simplifying the growth opportunities of the organization. So multi-talented subordinates are creating because of the decentralization. They are performing their task with their managerial skills and their innovative ideas. If the organization wanted to grow to the next level, easily they can promote to the higher positions. So we need not to search for the new employees and for new managerial skills, right? So we can find good managerial skilled persons in our organization itself. So these are all the importance we have got in decentralization. Alright, having understood about the decentralization definition and small difference between centralization and decentralization, importance of decentralization, let's end up this session today. I'll meet you in the next session with a new lesson. Till the next, bye from Udaya.